Hope you're doing well. It is a Tuesday, June 11th, 2024, the year of new beginnings, and I'm coming to you with a little bit of an an encouraging word on the power of alignment. This is a spiritual encouragement, but again, spirit pours into soul and soul pours into body. So really, it's an all-encompassing encouragement. So today I felt led to share on the importance of alignment. There is a specific alignment that we are to be in when it comes to our spirit, our soul, and our body, so that we can be on the proper path for what the Lord has for us. So there is a path that the Lord has for us, and then there's a path that is not what He has for us. So when we are out of alignment, we are susceptible to going in the wrong direction, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in that order, but most likely it is in that order, and most often it is in that order. So today I just kind of want to get into a little bit about this understanding of alignment and what could possibly go wrong when we are out of alignment, okay? I think that especially since the world thrown upside down in 2020, we have become more, as humanity, we've become more self-seeking, self-centered, isolated, fearful, and we've forgotten love, agape love, the love that God has for one another. So that has been playing out, especially since 2020, and I'll say especially since 2021, which was the year of divine alignment. If you want to know more about that, scroll through my videos. I share a lot about how in 2021 the Lord had literally allowed this spiritual division between people. Some of it was inspired by what was going on with the current events of the day and the headlines of the day. You can just rewind that in your mind to know what I'm talking about. A lot of times I do speak in code just because I want to keep it neutral on my channel specifically. But yeah, so 2021, there was a literal spiritual division that occurred. And there's continuing to be a distinction between those who are truly surrendered and yielded to the Lord and those who are not, those who are still in the valley of indecision, those who are still on the fence deciding which direction they're going to go. But I'm here to both encourage you and also admonish and warn that we have passed the time of grace when it comes to choosing the path that we're choosing for ourselves. So, alignment. What is alignment? Alignment is essentially being in... Sorry, I turned the air on, but I don't want it to be too loud. Alignment is I'm just going to do my own definition, as I like to do at times. Alignment is oneness with my destiny, okay? In this context, it is being completely yielded, surrendered, and submitted to the right path for me, okay? And again, how do I know that? Well, I need to discern what my purpose is, what my calling is, what my assignment is, and I don't get that revelation outside of my connection and relationship with God. So that has to be first and foremost and established in your life so that you can have divine guidance and direction in where you're supposed to be, where you're supposed to be going, who you're supposed to be connected to, what you're supposed to be doing with your time, and your essence and your energy. I have a video on that. So this is very crucial, okay, that you know that for yourself, and furthermore, that you maintain the course in spite of. And this is where we can get very distracted, discouraged, all of it, because life happens, okay? And not everybody is on this plane simultaneously, and this is where the delay begins, okay? And this is what I'm going to get into now, is that I hope you guys can hear me, because I actually have you plugged into my car. I'm kind of nervous to take it out, but if not, I'll just have to redo this video, and that's okay. So I'm just going to let it be and trust the Lord to intercede on my negligence on that, because I totally forgot I had this plugged in. So what happens when I believe I'm in alignment, but those who are connected to me are not? Okay? This is something actually that the Lord has revealed to me personally, because there have been certain times and seasons where I knew the Lord had me in a specific place, and I was obedient. I was completely yielded, surrendered, submitted to Him. But those who were assigned to me, or those who were to be divinely connected to me, were not. In fact, whether it was willful disobedience, or it was just anxiety, or whether it was them working through their own journey, inner healing journey, that they just weren't quite ready. What happens is delay. And what happens sometimes is that God will, depending on where He has you and what He's needing you to do, or what's needed to be done, because this is very important, is to understand that time is paramount. I mean, we need to understand the value of time. We need to understand that every minute of our day is important. There's no such thing as killing time, unless you really just have no purpose. You really have no desire to do anything with your life. There's no such thing as killing time. Time is important. So in this revelation that the Lord was giving me personally about specific people, even that were assigned to me, whether it was divine helpers, divine partner, these things, okay, they did not align as He designed, because of others who did not choose the path. Okay, so number one, this is a highlight to let you know that a lot of times the delay that's in your life may not have anything to do with you. It may actually have to do with the other people that are not in alignment with what He has asked them to do. Again, this can be because, stubbornness, obstinance, a lack of willingness, or it could be they're simply not ready, or maybe they're in their own space where they're not sure, and they're trying to test the spirits, and they're trying to understand, okay, am I really hearing from you, Lord? Am I really supposed to do this? Am I really supposed to go in this direction? Again, all of that is personal and unique. But when it comes to you and your alignment, it is very important to remember that, number one, you need to remember to focus on what God has called you to do, always, regardless of other people, regardless of circumstance, regardless of, even at times it doesn't look the way I thought it would look, or it doesn't feel the way I thought it would feel, because we have elevated from the sensory realm. That is to say, if you rely too much on your senses, you're going to miss it. So, and this is not natural or easy for us, because we are humanity in a physical world which is governed by the sensory realm. But we need to remember to have that submitted to the spiritual realm so we can discern properly. This is also an encouragement to remember that even if, let's say the Lord promised you something, and your promise is connected to other people, or, maybe even specific people that the Lord said, this is someone I'm connecting you to. If they have chosen not to, let's say it was a willful, I don't think I want to do that. I'm choosing not to say yes to you, Lord. The Lord will have a divine replacement to fulfill the plan and purpose and calling He has for your life. He will do this. There is scripture that is evident of that, where the Lord originally had someone in mind for a specific task or assignment, and they chose not to. So the Lord raised someone else to do what He has purposed to do, to happen. So that's an encouragement for some of you. I will say, even specifically, perhaps in the realm of kingdom marriage. Okay, this is not a kingdom marriage video, but perhaps I will get into that at some point. But again, people that are assigned to you, whether it's divine helpers, divine partners, the Lord will still do, if you stay in alignment, the Lord will still do what He said, I'm going to do this in your life, because it is my promise to you. He will still do it in spite of disobedience on other people's end. It took me a little bit to understand this, because I went through my own sort of season of this, where I knew something didn't feel right. I knew that the Lord had specifically revealed things to me, but it wasn't adding up in the natural. So this is an encouragement for those of you that are perhaps in this space, or perhaps will be in this space, where you knew the Lord said, this is what is going to happen, and it turns out very differently than you thought. The power of alignment. It is very important for you to stay in alignment with the Lord and what He's called you to do. And yes, especially when you feel like you're in a place where nothing's going right, nothing's going the way you said, nothing's going the way I thought it would go. This is a recipe for discouragement, deterring from your path, and what do I like to say? Discouragement, deterrence, and there's one more I'm forgetting. I'm sure some of you know, because I used to say it a lot, but distraction. Okay, distracting from things that come against you, to distract you from what you know you should be doing with your time, with your energy, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. And it can be very, trust me, okay, it can be very exhausting to know, Lord, I know I'm where you said, or if I'm not, please show me so I can correct what I need to correct within myself, or whatever it is. But I'm talking specifically when you know the Lord said this, but the other person is not aligned. The other person is still, either, again, it's delayed because they're still in a specific area that the Lord needs to grow them a little bit more. So it's really a matter of you being patient, or they have chosen to say no to what the Lord has asked them to do. But I assure you that God will give you that peace of mind and that clarity once you seek Him about whatever it is specifically that pertains to your situation and your path. Okay, so that's an encouragement there. Alignment. So yes, I would say now again, there's some people that God brings into our life for seasons, or maybe a specific assignment that they have for you. Like, let's say someone is assigned to bring you a gift that you would normally not be able to have, okay? And this can be anything, or someone's assigned to maybe be a divine helper for you financially because you're in a place where you are needing that, or a place of need, anything that's a place of need that God may bring somebody into your life. He will prepare you for that. And the Lord is very specific. I mean, if you spend enough time with Him and seek Him for your life, specifically certain areas, certain situations, He will tell you through the Spirit very detailed things if you're patient enough to sit there and listen. So make sure that you maintain your power of alignment in spite of circumstances or people. This is also an encouragement to just remember this in general, because as I shared, the rest of this year is now there's two parts to this. There's the personal part, which is whatever the Lord is leading you specifically about, or the specific trajectory that God has you on because of your purpose, calling, and assignment, what He's called you to do. And then there's the corporate, as I say, corporate perspective. Okay. Now the corporate perspective is that we are still in the year of new beginnings, and this second half of this year is going to be a lot of manifestations of those new beginnings in our lives. What we have to remember that could hinder the manifestations of the new life, and again, like I've shared before, this could be anything new for you. It doesn't mean you're going to move to a new state. It doesn't mean you're going to find a new person. It doesn't mean you're going to have a new car. It's specifically, it just means something in your life is going to have a manifestation of, I'm new, I've grown. And it really depends on where you are, quite honestly. It depends on where you are spiritually, where you are in your inner healing journey, and where you are in terms of where the Lord has you for His purpose. But be on the lookout for that, because that is exciting. And yet at the same time, because of the times we're in and the fact that things are accelerating, there's going to be new that is not so glittery and glorious. There's going to be new that's uncomfortable, that we don't like, that will be more of a confirmation that we need to be in alignment personally, so we can be ready to handle everything that's coming. So yeah, I just want to encourage you to keep your faith, hold on to it tightly. Hold on to your hope. Here's a little side note about hope that I just a couple of days ago, actually, I revisited hope, the word hope. And there was a season where I was very, very in love with hope, and I was very like best friends and close. And more recently, I have been kind of like wondering what happened to us, because we haven't been as close lately. And there were 3 words that magnified my understanding of hope. And here's what they are: trust, confidence. Okay, let me talk about trust first, because trust is foundational. I must trust to have hope. And again, where does my hope is? Where my hope is in the Lord. So I must trust the Lord with my life, all of my life, so that I can hope in Him. And hope is an anchor. I've shared this before. Hope is it's a spiritual anchor first and foremost. That once we have it, it allows our mind to rest, it allows our heart to rest, and therefore allows us to physically rest in what we cannot see. Okay? Confidence is the second one. Again, I cannot have confidence without trust. And for many of us who have been through a lot, it is not easy for us to have confidence. Okay, especially now in these days that we live in. But my confidence can rest in my trust, where I put my trust, so that I can hope. And hope is essential when I'm going through trials. Okay? I need hope to get through what I don't want to get through, what is upon me that is more than I can handle. And by the way, I speak all of this with you, to you. I share this, all of this with you as I'm going through a lot, okay? By the grace of God, He has given me this burst of encouragement and reminder. So I'm sharing it with you because you guys know how I like to do. And the last word is expectation. Now, this one, for me, I'm the type of person that you can count on me for anything. Like, I will be there for you through all of it. And what I forget is not everybody will. So, expectation must be rooted not even in myself, but in my hope in the Lord. Okay? An expectation is something that we honestly, I think it's instinctual that we have certain expectations, but we must remember to place those on the only one who can fulfill, which is the Lord Himself. Not everyone can give what you give, and not everyone will give what you give. So to relieve yourself of that disappointment is to change where you're putting your expectation. Expectation must rest alone in the one who will never let us down, and that's the Lord. Okay? So, hope. Hope does not disappoint. Faith, hope, and love. These 3 remain, and the greatest of these is love. So I hope you guys are doing well. I love you all so much. Please, if you're interested in doing one-to-one sessions with me, it doesn't matter what you're going through, whether it's you're just going through some anxiety and you need help how to sort it out, I can help you with that. Depression, toxic emotions, emotional turmoil, emotional dysregulation, whatever it is, or you're going through a major life fracture, divorce, the loss of someone, I am here for you, and I would love to be someone you can just pour it out on, and I will guide you based on how the Lord leads me, what I feel He needs to say to you through our sessions. I do use art, music, and movement, but you don't need to be an artist. You don't need to be an artist to do art therapy. It's just a way to release what we can't really release in words. So if you're interested, please reach out to me, shesrestored@gmail.com, or you can book a session with me through my links. You can also find me on Instagram at shesrestored. But yeah, and I'm also bringing back our group classes. I'm also going to be doing lives. So look out for that, because I do want to connect with you guys more here on YouTube and on Instagram. But so let me know how you guys are doing. I'd love to hear from you. And what else? Yeah, stay tuned for soul strengthening sessions. I got a class for you guys. And yeah, the rest of this year is going to rock. So be ready for it. And stay in the power of alignment. I love you guys. Talk to you soon.